Whatever exceeds your necessities you have used to purchase paper money, which you burned in dedication to the region of darkness. You have thus accumulated a vast fortune down below. Our emperor, Taizong, returned to life after being dead for 3 days. He borrowed a roomful of gold and silver from you while he was in the region of darkness, and we are returning the exact sum to you. Please count your money accordingly so that we may make our report back to the emperor." Xiang Liang and his wife, however, remained adamant. They raised their hands to heaven and cried, "If your lowly servants accepted this gold and silver, we should die quickly. We might have been given credit for burning paper cash, but this is a secret unknown to us. Moreover, what evidence do we have that our father, His Majesty, borrowed our money in some other world? We simply dare not accept this. His Majesty told us," said Yu Chugong, "that he received the loan from you because Judge Tui vouched for him, and he could bear testimony. So please accept this. Even if I were to die," said Xiang Liang. "I could not accept the gift." Seeing that they persisted in their refusal, Yu Chugong had no alternative but to send someone back to report to the throne. When Taizong saw the report and learned that Xiang Liang had refused to accept the gold and silver, he said, "They are truly virtuous elders." He issued a decree at once that Hu Jingde should use the money to erect a temple, to build a shrine, and to support the religious services that would be performed in them. The old couple, in other words, would be repaid in this manner. The decree went out to Jingde, who, having expressed his gratitude, facing the capital, proclaimed its content for all to know. He used the money to purchase a lot of about 50 acres not needed either by the military authorities or the people. A temple was erected on this piece of land, and named the Royal Xiangguo Temple. To the left of it, there was also a shrine dedicated to Papa and Mama Xiang, with a stone inscription stating that the buildings were erected under the supervision of Yu Chugong. This is the Great Xiangguo Temple, still standing today. The work was finished and reported. Taizong was exceedingly pleased. He then gathered many officials together in order that a public notice be issued to invite monks for the celebration of the grand mass of land and water, so that those orphan souls in the region of darkness might find salvation. The notice went throughout the empire, and officials of all regions were asked to recommend monks illustrious for their holiness to go to Chang'an for the mass. In less than a month's time, various monks from the empire had arrived. The Tang Emperor ordered the court historian, Fu Yi, to select an illustrious priest to take charge of the ceremonies. When Fu Yi received the order, however, he presented a memorial to the throne that attempted to dispute the worth of Buddha. The memorial said, "The teachings of the Western Territory deny the relations of ruler and subject, of father and son. With the doctrines of the three ways and the sixfold path, they beguile and seduce the foolish and the simple-minded. They emphasize the sins of the past in order to ensure the felicities of the future. By chanting in Sanskrit, they seek a way of escape. We submit, however, that birth, death, and the length of one's life are ordered by nature. But the conditions of public disgrace or honor are determined by human volition. These phenomena are not, as some Philistines would now maintain, ordained by Buddha. The teachings of Buddha did not exist in the time of the five Thirds and the three kings, and yet those rulers were wise, their subjects loyal, and their reigns long-lasting. It was not until the period of Emperor Ming in the Han Dynasty that the worship of foreign gods was established, but this meant only that priests of the Western Territory were permitted to propagate their faith. The event, in fact, represented a foreign intrusion in China, and the teachings are hardly worthy to be believed. When Taizong saw the memorial, he had it distributed among the various officials for discussion. At that time the Prime Minister Xiao Yu came forward and prostrated himself to address the throne, saying, "The teachings of Buddha, which have flourished in several previous dynasties, seek to exalt the good and to restrain what is evil. In this way they are covertly an aid to the nation, and there is no reason why they should be rejected. For Buddha, after all, is also a sage, and he who spurns a sage is himself lawless. I urge that the dissenter be severely punished." Taking up the debate with Xiao Yu, Fu Yi contended that propriety had its foundation in service to one's parents and ruler. Yet Buddha forsook his parents and left his family. Indeed, he defied the Son of Heaven all by himself, just as he used an inherited body to rebel against his parents. Xiao Yu, Fu Yi went on to say, was not born in the wilds, but by his adherence to this doctrine of parental denial, he confirmed the saying that an unfilial son had in fact no parents. Xiao Yu, however, folded his hands in front of him and declared, "Hell was established precisely for people of this kind." Taizong thereupon called on the Lord High Chamberlain, Zhang Daoyun, and the President of the Grand Secretariat, Zhang Shihang, and asked how efficacious the Buddhist exercises were in the procurement of blessings. The two officials replied, "The emphasis of Buddha is on purity, benevolence, compassion, the proper fruits, and the unreality of things." It was Emperor Wu, of the Northern Zhou dynasty, who set the three religions in order. The Chan master, Da Hui, also had extolled those concepts of the dark and the distant. Generations of people revered such saints as the fifth patriarch, who became man, or the Bodhidharma, who appeared in his sacred form. None of them proved to be inconspicuous in grace and power. Moreover, it has been held since antiquity that the three religions are most honorable, not to be destroyed or abolished. We beseech, therefore, your majesty to exercise your clear and sagacious judgment. Highly pleased, Taizong said. The words of our worthy subjects are not unreasonable. Anyone who disputes them further will be punished. He thereupon ordered Wei Jing, Xiao Yu, and Zhang Daoyun to invite the various Buddhist priests to prepare the site for the Grand Mass, and to select from among them someone of great merit and virtue to serve as the altar master. All the officials then bowed their heads to the ground to thank the emperor before withdrawing. From that time also came the law that any person who denounces a monk or Buddhism will have his arms broken. The next day, the three court officials began the process of selection at the Mountain River altar, and from among the priests gathered there, they chose an illustrious monk of great merit. Who is this person? You ask. Gold Cicada was his former divine name. As heedless he was of the Buddha's talk. He had to suffer in this world of dust. To fall in the net by being born a man. He met misfortune as he came to earth. And evildoers even before his birth. His father, Chen, a Zhuangyun from Haizhou. His mother's sire, chief of this dynasty's court. Fated by his natal star to fall in the stream. He followed tide and current, chased by mighty waves. At Gold Mountain, the island, he had great luck. For the abbot, Qianan, raised him up. He met his true mother at age 18. And called on her father at the capital. A great army was sent by Chief Kaishan to stamp out at Hongzhou the Vivius crew. The Zhuangyun Guangrui escaped his doom. Son rejoined sire, how worthy of praise. They saw the emperor to receive his grace. Their names resounded in Lingyun Tower. Declining office, he chose a monk's life. At Hongfu Temple to seek the true way. This old Buddha child, nicknamed River Float, with a religious name of Chen Shenzang. So that very day the multitude selected the priest Shenzang, a man who had been a monk since childhood, who maintained a vegetarian diet, and who had received the commandments the moment he left his mother's womb. His maternal grandfather was Ying Kaishan, one of the chief army commanders of the present dynasty. His father, Chen Guangrui, had taken the prize of Zhuangyuan, and was appointed Grand Secretary of the Wenyuan Chamber. Shenzang, however, had no love for glory or wealth, being dedicated wholly to the pursuit of Nirva. Their investigations revealed that he had an excellent family background, and the highest moral character. Not one of the thousands of classics and sutras had he failed to master. None of the Buddhist chants and hymns was unknown to him. The three officials led Shenzang before the throne. After going through elaborate court ritual, they bowed to report. Your subjects, in obedience to your holy decree, have selected an illustrious monk by the name of Chen Shenzang. Hearing the name, Taizong thought silently for a long time and said, San Shenzong be the son of Grand Secretary Chen Guangrui. Child River Float kowtowed and replied, "That is indeed your subject. This is a most appropriate choice," said Taizong, delighted. "You are truly a monk of great virtue, and possessing the mind of Chan. We therefore appoint you the Grand Expositor of the Faith, Supreme Vicar of Priests." Shenzong touched his forehead to the ground to express his gratitude and to receive his appointment. He was given, furthermore, a cassock of knitted gold and 5 colors, a Varokana hat, and the instruction diligently to seek out all worthy monks and to rank all these Akurias in order. They were to follow the imperial decree and proceed to the Temple of Transformation, where they would begin the ritual after selecting a propitious day and hour. Shenzong bowed again to receive the decree and left. He went to the Temple of Transformation and gathered many monks together. They made ready the beds, built the platforms, and rehearsed the music.